And hello, welcome back to the channel. This is so exciting because, like I said in previous posts, streaming live is something that's new for me. And it's exciting and yet nervous. Yeah, that's not even a real word, right? See, I'm so nervous, I'm making up stuff. Okay, so today I want us to look at the Learn Dash. And we'll take a look at the LMS overview. So, this will be the learning management system that we are working in. And the thing that I like about LearnDash is it gives you little videos and things that you can look at as you're getting set up. So, if you were to get a license, you do your license LearnDash overview, creating courses with the course builder, adding content using modules and lessons. So that's where I left off. But creating courses with the course builder, I watched that, and it's pretty simple. So the way it's set up, you have courses, modules, and then lessons. So if we come over here to courses, we will see that we have 3 courses in the works. So we have blended learning for beginners, contextualized language instruction, and Ubuntu-Ngugi. The order that we're going to go in is the blended learning for beginners. So if I were to select this course, I'm going to come here, and it's actually going to let me go into the course. And it's using the Eliminator Builder tool. So that's why you see that there. All right, so we are in the course now. And we have the course page. So in this case, it's Blended Learning for Beginners. We can actually use the builder to start building the lessons and modules. There's settings, and then there's groups. So the groups allows you to assign learners into groups within the course. Now let's go into the course builder. Now, as you can see, we already have a couple courses that are there. And I should not have said courses. I should have said modules. So the M is for module. And this module is called Shifting to a Blended Culture, and that's 1.1. The second module is Preparing for Blended Instruction, and that's 1.2. And then we have Elements of Blended Learning, and that's 1.3. So far, we have 3 modules set up. Now, that does not mean that we cannot add more. We can definitely add more because when you come down here, it says new module. And the thing that's cool about LearnDash is that it can give you a section heading. So this section heading is getting started. And then we have this section heading, which is Blended Learning Toolbox. So that's going to be where we're going to add another module there. Now, for these courses, we would like to embed some quizzes as well. So we're going to do a separate video for embedding quizzes. All right, now let's look here. Notice for this module, Shifting to a Blended Culture, we have it's module 1.1, and we're going to call it 1.1 because this is class 1, module 1, class 1, module 2, class 1, module 3. Within module 1, we have that 2 in parentheses, and that tells us there are 2 lessons within that module. So if we were to actually go into that module, and let me tell it to cancel because I don't want to change anything, we can come here to that little pencil Oops, sorry. Let me cancel that. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Here's the drop-down menu. Okay, so let's do that again. So here we want to look in what's inside of the module. So we open it up like that and we can see what's in there. This just lets you reposition the module. So if you wanted it to go there, but we don't want it to go there, we want it to be first. So we'll put that back. So let's come here and see, we have a lesson here, building the foundation. So that's 1.1 inside of this class 1.1. So we try to align the lessons. So building the foundation. If we wanted to add a quiz, we can put the quizzes in there as well. Now, because this is an introduction, I'm not going to put a quiz here yet, but I might put a quiz here. So we have building the foundation, and then we have what is blended learning. So those are two lessons that are embedded within Module 1. Some people want 3 lessons, some want 4. It just depends on what your client is looking for. If you are aligning your course to nationally standardized norms, then you probably are going to want a little bit more lessons because some of the national standards are robust. And so when you unpack those standards, you'll see that there are several behaviors that they want individuals to have. And so as a result, when you unpack that, you might say, well, for this module, I might need 3 lessons or 4 lessons. Okay, this one doesn't have any lessons yet, and this one doesn't either. So far we put 2 lessons. Now, if we come over to the lessons section, so I'm not going to go into the settings or the groups, that's another video. Let's come down to where it says lessons. So I'm going to tell it yes, I'm going to leave the site because there's nothing to save. This section right here is where we have the lessons so far. So as you can see, we only have 2 lessons created. What's going to happen is the more lessons that are created, the more this thing is going to be jam-packed. And so we see where it is assigned. But when we want to do a lesson search for a particular lesson, because you can actually use these lessons in other courses and other modules, you want to be able to do a quick search for it. And so we want to make sure that we use a good numbering and labeling system for our lessons. Okay. So here we have some lesson categories and some lesson tags, and we can actually search lessons. So if we do a great job with how we number the lessons, then that's going to really save us a lot of time. It won't be too much of a headache for us. So if we look at what is blended learning, let's take a look at that particular lesson. Here we are on the lesson page. And so as you can see, we have what is blended learning, and then we have some directions here. So anywhere that there's a plus, you can add information, you can add photos, videos, any type of media that you want to add. So what is blended learning is the title of this lesson. And we open up with take a moment and watch this video on blended learning. So the learner will watch that video. And if we actually preview the lesson, we can see what it looks like. This is what the learner is going to see. So over here we have the learner's breadcrumbs. Right now you are in the first module, shifting to a blended culture, and there are 2 lessons. Here is the first lesson, and once they have watched the video, they can mark complete. And then here, it'll take you to the next step. Okay, so then they click on that, and now they're here in progress. Blended Learning for Beginners, that's the breadcrumbs. And that would be linked to lesson 2. All right, so let's go back to the 2 lessons here. Preparing for blended learning. If we go back, we did this right here, building the foundation. Okay, so I see what I did. When I went here, shifting to a blended culture, this is what the learner is going to see when they enter into Module 1. They have an introduction, okay, and then they actually have the content. So if they had any assets linked, they would see readings, they would see any type of media that you would want them to have access to. That will be a part of the assets here. So here they go to building the foundation. They read their little backdrop. And then there is an assignment. Before learning about blended learning, take a moment and define in your own words what blended learning is. And so the learner is to type that in and they can check themselves. So that's the part there. Once that's complete, they come over to step 2. Okay, and that is, what is blended learning? All right, and so after they've done those 2 things, and now they're ready for the next module. So preparing for blended instruction, class 1, module 2. So when they come there, now, like we saw earlier, we don't have any lessons for that. So let's get out of that preview here. Okay, so far, these are the modules, and these are the lessons. Okay, now eventually we'll have quizzes and other things right here. I'm not sure what questions is. I have to look that up. Certificates and assignments will have all of that in there. But right now, we're going to focus on the lessons. So I want you to try your hand at doing some H5P content. Okay, and that will be in the next video.